Hey, how's it going, people? How is it going? Welcome to the United States Black Chambers USBC directory. Man, it has been a minute. It's been a minute. We've been working on a lot of things here behind the scenes, so pretty excited for this show on today. So welcome. Happy New Year to you all. Happy 2020. Really excited about everything that's going on. And of course, we have some great guests joining us on today. So this is great. So again, this is the USBC directory, USBC directory live. So definitely. So excited to have you all on today. So this is really great. So listen, so if you have not done so yet, as I say every time, please make sure that you do a couple of things. Number one, download our app, the USBC Directory Live app. It's USBC Directory. Just type in USBC, which stands for United States Black Chambers, USBC Directory. Download the app. As I tell everyone, as I say all the time, it is the best way to locate Black-owned businesses on the planet. We list more than 100,000 Black-owned businesses. I'm really excited. Listen, I'm so blessed because I get a chance to talk to so many great Black-owned businesses around the country and around the world. So this one here is really great. We have a great company that's coming up today. But I do want to make everyone aware of a special announcement before we get started. We actually have our annual conference. Just want you to put that on your calendar. We have an annual conference with the United States Black Chambers. That's coming up here very soon. So the USBC National Conference is going to be in Washington, D.C., and it's going to be on June 28th. June 28th in Washington, D.C., June 28th through July the 2nd. So again, June 28th through July 1st, and then we're going to have another conference with our African members from July 1st through July 2nd. So definitely please put a place on your calendar for that to make everyone aware that is coming and that we'll be doing that. So this is excellent. This is great. So really excited about this call today. And, as I say, we do this show because we bring great Black-owned businesses every week. Many of these businesses you never heard of before. So we do what we can to bring great Black-owned businesses around the country so that you can become aware of who they are, what they do, and then also so that you can support and patronize their businesses. We have a lot of great businesses, and there's such a movement and for people to support Black-owned businesses, and we want to make it easier for us to support it. So I'm going to ask that for those that are watching, please start to share the broadcast, and definitely share the broadcast, make everyone aware that we are live and we're back on the air. We took a little break over the holidays, but we are definitely live back on the air there as well. So this is really exciting. So listen. So again, we're getting ready to bring on our guests. Excited to be doing this. Excited to be live. Again, every week we bring great Black-owned businesses. So I'm going to introduce our guests for today, and they have such a great story. And man, this is really a company that is on the rise. And this is really a company that has great potential. And so I really want you all to know about them and hear about them as well, which is excellent. So the company that we have today is called Affordable Window Washing Services. Affordable Window Washing Services, it has been in service for now over 12 years, and they're currently serving in San Antonio and the surrounding area, including Austin, Texas. Affordable Window Washing Services has now over 200 clients on a weekly, monthly, and or quarterly basis, and they're still growing. They're always busy looking for the very best, simple, and most effective ways to help their customers with their cleaning needs, whether it be residential homes, commercial businesses, buildings, concrete driveways, breezeways, stairwells, and or big parking lots. They look to make them shine every time. So I want to welcome to the broadcast, welcome Serena and Rashad Shakir. How are we doing today?
Wonderful. Good. How are you, Brian? Thank you.
Doing good.
We appreciate being here.
Thank you so much.
Without a doubt.
Before we get started, can I at least just do a shout out to the Chamber, United States Black Chamber. You're doing a fabulous job. We're honored to be members.
Let's go.
And we really appreciate all the hard work y'all are doing for us small businesses, us Black-owned businesses.
Absolutely. Listen.
Thank you so much.
Listen, there's such a need there because not enough people are actually servicing black businesses. There are a lot of people talking about Black issues. I'm not into talking about Black issues. I'm into how do we solve Black issues. So that is what's important for us. And so, man, you all have done some great things. We've connected you all to some great companies. So I definitely want to get into that and talk about a little bit of that, which is great. So, but one by one, ladies first, Rashad, because she's more beautiful than you. Let's Zarina, Zarina, if you could introduce yourself first and talk a little bit about yourself, and then Rashad, you do that yourself as well.
All right.
Okay, all right. Well, again, my name is Zarina Shakir, and where do I start? Married 41 years to his father, and his father has been just a phenomenal supporter, and I just can't say enough about him with his kindness and his patience and his encouragement. So we've been married 41 years, and he's always allowed me to try and figure out what I wanted to be when I grow up. So we have another son. He's married. And Rashad, he just got married. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And our daughter just got married. So, and we have 5 grandchildren. So.
Excellent. And yourself, Rashad. And congratulations on getting married. Listen, we need more Black men to marry our Black. So this is great. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good thing she's Black and you didn't.
Listen, with a name like Rashad Shakir, there's no way that she was not Black.
So yeah, my name is Salim Rashad Shakir, actually.
Perfect.
And we come originally from upstate New York, but we've been here in San Antonio, Texas since '86. So this is home. Like she just spoiled. I got married about 6 months ago.
I'm sorry.
I have 2 children, so that's 2 out of her 5 grandchildren. 1 boy, 1 girl, ages 9 and 12. And I'm just happy and blessed to be here. So we're looking forward to getting into this.
No, without a doubt. This is good stuff. No, this is great. So loving you all story so far. And so you all have an interesting story. So take us back to the beginning when you actually started the business, because most people they plan to go in business and they plan to start it, but you all actually did not plan to go into business the way that you actually did. So tell us a little bit about that and how that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get started and I'll toss it over to him. But
Get it right now. I'm gonna cut you.
Yeah, back in 2004, he was not working. I wasn't working. We were trying to figure out a business to do that wasn't expensive to start. And one day I happened to be in a restaurant and I overheard a very important man, a businessman, a religious man. He was talking to another group of Black men. And he said, the children, they need to just go out and wash windows if they want to put some cash in their pocket. So this mama bear ran home to this baby cub.
Hey.
And
he said, I used to be a baby cub.
Yeah. 2004, we just started chopping it up. And we just started making phone calls to window cleaning companies in another city, not San Antonio, to see if they would mentor us and show us how to do window cleaning and some of the business.
Yeah, because I was like, I ain't doing no windows.
And so we found one company, and he was a Black man, and he took us under his wing. He allowed us, and we volunteered. We told him we just want to learn this for free. You don't pay us. And he took us under our wings, and we would drive up there, and he would put us to work, and he taught us how to do the windows. Well, needless to say, at that time, we only wanted money to pay those immediate bills right then. We weren't thinking real business. But I said to my husband, I want to go back to school. And I kind of left and went to school to become a funeral director. So I'm a licensed funeral director as well.
Okay.
And Rashad's going to finish the journey here.
So basically what she's saying is that's the point where she just left me hanging to try to figure this thing out.
Okay.
No, but it was cool. We had a nice little start, and I kind of just managed and maintained the accounts we had built up. And for a while, it was just the window cleaning. And we would meet certain people that was kind of in the industry. One dude, he did pressure washing, and he was a good contact because he called me up like, I don't do windows. Can you come do some windows for me? And we never stopped being in touch since. So when that happened, anytime, when we started doing residential, we started getting a whole lot of requests for pressure washing. So they're like, can you pressure wash the driveway or hit this fence for me when you get done with the windows? And I would be like, man, I don't know nothing about no pressure washing. But I remembered that guy that I had met, and he was gracious enough to come help me out when I would call him, and he'll take the pressure washing. And then vice versa, like I said, he didn't do windows, so he would call me up. I would take care of the windows. That was our way of kind of scratching each other's back. But after about a year of that, I finally had that aha moment and was like, well, you learn how to clean windows, just learn how to pressure wash and you won't have to sub it out. So I just decided, I'm going to go up to Home Depot, get me a little pressure washer, one of them little residential things. But in less than 30 days, it broke down.
Okay.
So, of course, I brought it back to him like, hey, what's up? They switched it out for me. And once again, it broke down in less than 30 days. But one thing I did pay attention to when we would be like doing make readies or construction sites, you'll see DeWalt. That's like a popular brand. I would always see that at construction sites. So I was like, man, maybe that's just the brand I should go with. So we invested a little more, got that DeWalt, and that got me through the first year. Ended up getting 2 of them. And that actually helped the company. It grew us like double from what we were the previous year, just adding the pressure washing. So
no.
Go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say, so that next year, and mind you, this is like 4 years ago where the transition in this business happened, where we added the pressure washing, and it actually started becoming a business. So the second year it grew again. And that's when I called my mom up and I was like, hey, I don't know what you're doing with this funeral stuff, but I need your help back over here. You need to see what's going on right now.
I still want to buy a funeral home. I still want a funeral home, but go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, okay. and that'll fall under the SJ&J umbrella. But so needless to say, she came back and hit the ground running. So the third year we grew again, and these were not like small growth patterns. Like we actually had some significant growth, and then so that's why I called her like, yo, I need you to help me out with this.
Cause you were doing it all yourself.
Yeah, well, I had like a friend I would bring in, and he would work with me part time, and another friend. So I would like have little people, coming with me on a part-time basis whenever it just got a little out of hand. So after that fourth year, like I said, we grew again, and then that's where we are today. We're at that point where now we're trying to transition into that next point where we can have people with full-time salaries, and we're trying to get to a point where we can give them benefits, and that's just, we want to really look out for those that are looking out for us.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen, so again, today we're here with affordable window washing. They're out of Texas, a great Black-owned company. Listen, like I said, every week we bring great Black-owned businesses around the nation that many of you may have never heard of them before. And so I want you all definitely to support them. Go into the website and support them as well. And if you need their services, if you're in the Texas area, this is a great company to definitely utilize. They're on the rise. They're definitely on the rise. So you start. So basically, this is a business. And so let me tell it like this. I love it because Black people are really starting businesses at a great number. Black women, I say it almost every week, are leading the nation at starting their own business, which is, that is to be commended. And I just want to celebrate that. And also, before I go too far, I do want to say, this is Black History Month. So happy Black History Month to everyone. And this is another great reason why we have this show, because we want to highlight, it's great to talk about Black history, but we want to highlight great Black-owned businesses that are here today. So this is a mother and son that are in business and that are growing the business together, which is really, really exciting to hear. So you fell into this business, and the business got to be so big, Rashad, that you actually had to ask your mom, say, hey, I need some help. Come and help me. That's pretty much how it went, huh?
Yeah, it was a little bit too much to handle by myself. So
okay, and which is a great lesson. Let me jump in there, because that's a great lesson in that of itself. Because too many times, too many companies, they try to grow on their own, and they try to grow too fast, and they want to hire people, and they don't understand payroll, and actually have to pay people every week or every other week. So instead of you doing that,
pay me.
Right. So instead of you doing that, Rashard, you decided that you were going to try to grow it all that you could, and then you brought your mom in, and now you're at another point to where you're basically handling everything that you can, and now you need some more help, and you're looking to hire now. Is that the way it's going?
Somewhat. We kind of have the help that we need, but we're trying to. It's kind of like a stagnant point. So it's that point where you try to get over that threshold to where you can bring on more people, and you can
promote them,
pay raises, and assign different positions. Just become more structured, so to speak.
Excellent. No,
versus a mom and pop operation.
No, because you're at a great point in business. You're at a great point in business. So let's talk about.
Not only that, we like to deal with second chance hiring. So a lot of the people that we work with, they might need a chance because they just got out of a situation where they were in jail and they're down, and we like to just try to help in that area as well, like giving people opportunities.
All right, so let's talk about that. So right now you have, I guess your employees go up and down depending on the job. Is that the case?
Right.
Okay. So talk a little bit about that. So go into that a little bit more, that you actually hire, I guess, ex-felons and those who have been in jail before. Talk a little bit about that.
Go ahead.
Yes, we have. And you're exactly right. Depending on the work that we have to do, we give them a chance. And one of our dearest workers, we really, to this day, I still care about him. But he had a situation. Yeah.
Don't tell it all, but you can tell a little bit about it.
No, but what I'm saying is we come to care about these people. We try to help people. And we do. We hire everyone. We hire everyone.
Okay. Great.
Background, as long as they're, qualified.
Yeah, it just gives opportunities for people to prove themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we're not fools or going to be taken advantage of, but we feel like people deserve second chances.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've all made mistakes and have done stuff that we needed a second chance for. So some people just need that opportunity, and for somebody to believe in them.
Absolutely. So great. So take me back a little bit. So I see that you do residential homes, you do commercial businesses, you do buildings, concrete, driveways, breezeways, stairwells, big parking lots. And like I said, then you look to make all of them shine. And you also obviously do the window washing. So right. Which one of them do you do? Which one of them did you start to do first? Because let's talk about how you were able to grow from just starting to business. Now you're a 6-figure company. So tell us about how you were able to start from the beginning. What was the one thing that you did, and then what was the second thing that you did after that?
So we started off just doing window cleaning.
Okay.
And it was just literally us. The part she left out is once we were taught by this guy in Austin, and we only trained with him for one day. We actually went to the store, got a bucket and a squeegee, put it in the trunk, and just started knocking on the doors at different businesses throughout San Antonio. And that's
Okay.
literally just from the ground, grassroots, just knocking on doors. Hey, we'll do the windows, $5, $10. We wasn't even charging nothing. just just like, yo, we need
Put the cash in our pocket.
yeah, we just trying to get an opportunity to show you we could do this.
Right.
And then one day we were doing a business. I can't remember what business it was, but a lady came out and was like, "Hey, do you do residential?" And we was like, "Yeah," and ain't never done a house in our life.
It's like I do now.
But in my mind, a window is a window. Needless to say, that was a learning experience all on its own because commercial and residential are completely different. The pricing was completely off because we was trying to price it the same way we was pricing storefronts, and it was horrible, but it was a great learning experience at the same time. And that was our first step into residential. And so, of course, when you add residential, that's just some more income on top of your storefronts.
No.
And I think that's a good point to share with anyone who's doing business, interested in doing business.
Oh, yeah.
That you're gonna learn, you're gonna make mistakes, but you have to push through. You got to be willing to take the challenge to learn new things.
Not only that, when you don't know something about a particular industry or you don't have a whole lot of money, you can still start something and make it into something bigger.
Because question. Well, first of all, I want to say this. I want to say hello to Bridget Brown Jackson. Thank you for joining us. Bridget Brown Jackson says amazing story. So thank you for joining us,
you,
Bridget. Amazing story. So how much money did you have when you started? Because everybody thinks that you have to have a lot of money when you start a business. Did you all have a lot of money when you started?
$20.
$20.
Like you said, it was a bucket, a squeegee,
like just something you could pick up at Home Depot, one of them little mop things that you put on the window, 2 poles, a bucket for the water, and some Dawn dish soap. And
we use biodegradable now.
Stepped up your game a little bit. Listen, no, that is such a point. So you all went from $20 to a 6-figure business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never feel like that. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here all day.
I love the U.S. Black Chamber.
But someone could definitely write a story about that. So you went from $20 to a 6-figure business. So I love it. So let's take it to the next step. So first you were doing some storefronts, and then you said you started to do residential, and then you were pricing it wrong. When did you figure out, okay, I'm pricing it wrong? How did you learn how to price it correctly?
It was more so the experience. Then I started watching a lot of YouTube videos. But I was kind of comparing it to like what you're getting out of this hourly.
Okay.
And then we're looking at, we weren't incorporating nothing, man. The gas we were using to get there, we were just excited to get some work. And it was like, and that went on for a couple years. Like,
that's why I said I need to go back to school.
That's when she was like, man, it wasn't.
That's funny.
That's why I say it didn't really like click for us. And mainly because we weren't really taking it serious.
Right.
Didn't really start taking it serious, I would say, until the pressure washing thing came into the picture. That's when we had to just analyze everything. Cause that was when it was like, okay, there's some different expenses now. We got insurance to think about, equipment,
people.
We done bought a van now. Instead of doing this out of the trunk of a car. So things just started shifting because we did develop some accounts. So even though we weren't tracking the money properly or charging properly, we still, we had quite a few little accounts that still added up to something. So it was still some hustling going on, but it was just making ends meet. It wasn't like anything we were really keeping track of.
And what were you doing on the side, Rashard? So what were you doing on the side besides this? Were you doing this full time?
Yeah, no, I wasn't full time.
Okay.
I would do like music, um, and then other little odd jobs that would come up.
Okay.
Or if somebody needed help with stuff, I could run over there and do it and get a little money, but nothing real.
Okay. No, that doesn't make so tell me, but walk us through it. So because you had to grow the business and you actually had to learn the business, because ultimately what happens is many times we're in business, but we have not taken the time to do our research,
Right.
research our product, research our services,
Right.
research our competition, and just to find out, how do I actually grow this business and expand this business?
And
so
that what you just said was the key right there. We just hit the ground running and was like, yo, let's just go get some money. It wasn't about a business. It was about, okay, I ain't got no job right now, and she ain't got no job, but these bills ain't stopping. So we need to put some money, some cash flow. We need some cash flow. So we was like, we'll worry about all that business stuff later. And unfortunately, we did it backwards and probably wasted a bunch of time. But I mean, we gained a lot of experience. So.
And we're right where we're supposed to be. We're right where we're supposed. We weren't ready back then.
And those things, and those things that you just hit on are the things that we're taking the time to do now. So,
and what has helped us, to answer your question also, is we started taking advantage of the different programs, like at the universities. They have the economic programs. And they're in all states. So those are small businesses who are interested in trying to develop business and putting business plans in place and understanding finance.
Right.
There's help at your universities through the economic programs. So, and they're free because we pay for them with our taxes.
Yeah,
sure.
So that's helped us.
So people need to take advantage of that if you got small business in your area.
Yeah, and mentorships have helped us, mentoring with different programs
and companies.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how many people will be willing to help you just asking them, even if they are in the same city, but even your like surrounding area. If it won't hurt you to go outside your area, because they'll feel less threatened if you like in a different city. And more willing to help you.
That's a great point. I love that point you just made, and I hadn't really thought about it like that. One of the issues that we do face in our community sometimes is people don't always share information. And I love that you say, hey, get outside of your community, find someone who you're not in competition with, and they might be more prone to help you.
Exactly. And that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. And that is great. Always call them up. Like, we've had situations, because we have work at night, we have work in the day. And at night, at 1 o'clock in the morning, a situation might come up. Well, those mentors, they let you call at any time. Well, some of them do. Ours
some
do.
of them. Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
Don't call me at any time. I know I'm not going to answer.
I'm always counseling
and just going to your local networking events. That's something she loves to do.
Going to a lot of that.
And so that's something that we do pretty consistently. And you find out kind of the ins and outs, the people you're supposed to talk to, or who you need to know, who's the person to go to. Mm-hmm. That's just an excellent way to
grow your business.
Yeah, one of the things that I tell everyone, and I say it often, and this is one of the things that I learned to do in business, is, especially when you're starting, going back to our point earlier, we probably need to hit this again. Really making sure when you're starting a business, making sure you do your research, do your homework. Because I cannot tell you how many companies I see across the country, they have the same product as everyone else, but when I ask them who their competition is, they tell me nobody. And I'm thinking, you definitely have competition, because I just talked to someone yesterday who's doing the same thing you're doing.
Yes.
But doing your research, making sure that we understand what the market is saying. Does the market really want and need what you're looking for? Just because I like it, just because you like it, doesn't mean that everybody wants it.
Yes.
And I see a lot of people building body butter businesses and scrubs and things for eczema. All of that is great, but there are a lot of people doing that. So what separates you from everyone else? I say that all the time. So you have to be able to separate your business from other people's business to make sure, because you got to have a niche. That's what separates you. Having a niche is what separates you. So when did you all realize that you had some type of a niche? Because now we see a lot of people in the community doing pressure washing. So what made you all different and allowed you to grow your business?
You.
Probably a lot of times what you'll find is I'll just say one of the things. Some companies either just do pressure washing or just do window cleaning. Like we were one of those companies. And so now that we offer both, it allows us to give our clients more service for one, but also discount service for doing more than one service. So it helps them on the price. Not only that, I'll use our commercial accounts, for example. One client in particular, he was using a company for pressure washing and he was using us for window cleaning. But our two companies were not communicating. Like I didn't know who they were. They didn't know who we were. We just showed up when they told us to. So what would happen a lot of times is they're busy, so they're just scheduling stuff, but they would schedule a power washing right after we just did the windows. So now they done power washed and got all that stuff right on the windows. And I told I'm like, bro, just let us take care of the pressure washing, and it'll never happen. Y'all will never have a conflict. Your storefront will always look good, and we'll be able to clean your sidewalks and do your windows right after. And that was one of the ways we picked up that client. Matter of fact, it's one of the best clients we have. And they've been with us since. People have even tried to come in and underbid us, and they said, "No, we like the way they do business and the way that they take pride in their work. We're not worried about the price."
We have another thing too that sets us apart too.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
What were you gonna say about the green?
Well, yeah. So another thing is we're a company that is constantly evolving. We're trying to think of ways to improve, and we're constantly investing in ourselves at this point. So one of the things we did was purchase a reclamation recycle system. So what this does, it allows us to not only now clean the sidewalk or spray it up, but in those situations where we need to reclaim the water, we can actually pick the water back up, recycle it, and reuse it. So this makes us a green company, environmentally compliant. And you typically only get that from the larger companies, like these big companies that's been around longer, more experience. So now with our small business, we can actually compete on that level.
Are you able to get more business because you are a green company? And explain what a green company is. For those that do not understand what a green company is.
So go ahead.
No, it's just simply anyone who's concerned about the environment and implements some type of process to make sure the environment's protected. So it's nothing complicated, but a lot of small business pressure washing companies, they don't have that, especially in our area.
Well, and to go a step further, it's also has to do with the products that you use. So you're conscious about those products not being too harmful, not affecting our workers and the plant life around us when we're using them. So those are things we're conscious about.
No, you all have a great story. We haven't even gotten into it yet. So again, everyone, we're here with affordable window washing out of San Antonio, Texas. Listen, if you need, let me get the rundown again. If you need your homes done, whether that be window washing or power washing for the driveway, and your commercial. Well, let me give the rundown, and then you can give the rest. Right. So they can do your residential home, your commercial business, your buildings, your concrete, your driveways, breezeways, stairwells, and big parking lots. And so Rashad, so I'm here with Rashad and Zarina. Love both of your names, by the way. Shakir,
Thank you.
which is absolutely, and of Affordable Window Washing Services, who went from $20 to a six-figure business. No, this is a modern day great story. Went from $20 to a six-figure business. So go ahead and finish and tell us the other products and services that you offer as well, Rashad.
Say something.
I was just gonna say we've added solar panel cleaning and gutter cleaning as well.
Listen, solar panel cleaning is really the future.
Right.
Not just the cleaning, but the solar panels are the future. I do believe that there will come one day where you won't pay a light bill. And so preparing yourself, and I think many people will be self-sustainable when it comes down to their own energy. That is the future. And it's so interesting because one of my larger companies, we talk about this all the time. He talks about how a lot of the oil companies are actually getting away from oil. So if you're out there and you're looking for a business to start to get into, and that's the other thing with our Black businesses, for those that are watching, and thank you again for everyone that's watching. One of the best ways to set yourself apart is to also find out where the curve is going. Too many of us try to build companies on what everybody's doing, the trend. But the best thing to do is to find out where there's not much competition, get there before anybody else does, and then be the best and have a niche at it. And so, which is excellent. So you all are actually getting into, you're getting into cleaning, green spaces, which is amazing. So tell us a little bit more about that. How did you get inside of
that? Well, we actually got a contract that required it.
Okay.
And we were like, oh yeah, just like when the lady came out, I was like, you do residential? They were like, do y'all have one of these machines? We're like, yeah. And I don't even know what they talking about or what the machine is, but I was like, we finna figure it out and learn. And that's really been our story. Even as we're growing and building, it's just saying yes, even when there's no.
Saying yes. Wow.
Even when there's no, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's really been the heartbeat of the business, is figuring it out, because we didn't do all the things you talked about in the interim, or even in the beginning. That was our way of like, yeah, we got it, we could do it, and figure it out right then and there. We was calling people, bringing people from other cities, like, show us how to do this.
Bringing in the professionals to teach us.
It was a nightmare, but we finally figured it out, and now familiar with the system and how it works and what we need to do. But in the beginning, oh my God, it was just a scramble. And then they're gonna have the audacity to make us do a demo. So we was like, oh man. That was when we really started scrambling. But I mean, they honestly didn't know much about it. So it worked out, and we was able to make it go off.
No, this is great. All right, so take me. I love the transition. So you went from storefronts to residential, and what did you do after residential?
Well, we kept doing it, kept kind of adding clients, and then as far as the commercial, it just started getting bigger. We started doing bigger commercial property, because it goes from the storefronts, which could be 5, 6 windows. Sometimes it could be 10, 12. But then when you get larger projects, of course, now you can start charging a little bit more. So that's what really happened. We started being able to do larger projects.
Requiring classes.
Yeah, that too. We started looking, like she said, at classes. We started doing OSHA training, because some of this stuff you had to get on a ladder or rent one of those boom lifts, and now you up scaffolding on one of these lifts. I
can't be around them when they're up. I can't be around them when they go up high. I just can't.
When the bigger projects started coming along, that's what kind of helped Trent, because I mean, it's the same thing. Like, hey, can you do this 2-3 story building? I'm like, yeah, and we ain't never done it before. Again.
But so Rashad, you just don't know what no means, right? You never heard of that word. You don't know that definition.
I know what it means, but
he said, I'm gonna figure
it's
it
a
out.
can-do mentality over here. So.
I like it. And there's so many. Listen, our CEO Ron Busby, he says it all the time. So many good things happen if we just show up. And so you've been showing up, and not only just showing up, you've been showing up, and you've been saying yes. And there's a great company that I know down in the southern region, has some of the most amazing products in the world, but they say no too many times. And so they refuse to grow. When you continue to say no, you refuse to go. But you all have said yes, and you've been growing ever since, which is great. So when did you get to the point to where you actually started to bid on works? Because it sounds like most of your work was you were just picking it up on the street. You were talking to people was referring business to you. So when did you get to the point to where you actually started bidding on different projects?
Well, certain thing happened around that time. We started pressure washing. We decided to finally get a website.
Okay.
So
about 4 or 5.
So when we did that, of course now we're searchable on Google, so that helps. We have excellent Google reviews because people will leave us reviews. Like you mentioned, referrals. We actually started getting a lot more referrals based on our reputation. So people should really take their name seriously and pride in what they do, because it actually does matter.
But we started bidding. It's been a while because we didn't receive awards right away.
Okay.
So we kind of always put bids in. We didn't get them, but every time they'd come up, we would still, put a bid in. All
right. So when did you learn about the bidding process? Because again, at the beginning of your business, and again, everyone, we're here today with Affordable Window Washing Services. And before we get too far, I do want to say hello to Michael Fazell. Thank you for joining us. Nicole Gordon, James Franklin, thank you for joining the broadcast. And also Michael Kennedy, thank you all for joining. Please share the broadcast as well. Let everyone know that we are on with a great Black-owned company who, again, went from $20 to 6 figures. They just kind of figured that out here on this show here today.
Like
they owe me a consultant fee for that. Went from $20 to a great 6-figure company, and they are on their way to doing great things. So they just made it happen. This was a business that they just kind of fell into. They did not plan on starting this business, but they kind of fell into it and began to grow it. So you began to get to the point to where you were bidding on contracts. So was that year 1, year 2, year 3? When did that happen?
No.
Oh no, probably year 9 or 10.
Maybe about 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Or maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
And again, through the networking, going to your local networking events, meeting the people who buy services, the purchasing people who attend these things, get to know who's at your city. Whenever they're having different events, the big entities, go to them, introduce yourself, because we are doing work for the county here. But it took a long time for us to just get a try with them. And so they've tried us out, but it took a while, but they met us. They kept saying, come back. And that's how it happens.
It's the consistency. And then the fact that you got to show up. And if you really just talk to some people, you find the people that are willing to help. They like to point you at least in the right general direction of whatever you're looking for. And then you finally get to the person that makes the decision.
Stop right there. I love that point. See, because too many of us, and I'm the keep it real kind of person. Everybody in the chamber knows I keep it real. So we already know about racism. We know about institutional racism. We know it's real, and we do know that it exists. But racism is not almighty. And so racism cannot stop you if you keep going. So I love what you said, because there are some people out there that will help you, whether
Right.
it be white, black, red, yellow, no matter what color they are. So there are some people out there that will help you, but you have to keep going and keep going until you find somebody that will help you.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
that is such a great point. Talk a little bit more about that, like some of those relationships that you were able to develop, and what type of events did you go to develop some of those relationships?
Well, like we mentioned, there's just the networking opportunities that are put on by your city, by your transportation company, by your water company, by your electric company. And then I'm also, we're a member of the Fair Contractors Coalition. They help to fight for small businesses to get their fair share. So they've been instrumental in not only our company, but helping a whole lot of other small companies here locally get fair access. So it's just a matter of just going to these different events that all our entities that we pay taxes to.
Yeah, you just gotta pay
Right.
attention.
Yeah.
Because they always have something going on. You just gotta go.
It's got to show up. One of the things we talk about here at the chamber, and I cannot tell you how many business owners just feel like because they're black or because they have the MBE certification that they should automatically just get a contract, or because even because they submitted a bid, they feel like they should just get a contract. But talk with us, because you all have been able to figure out something that we've been preaching on and teaching on here at the chamber. It is, and we say it almost on every show, but I'm just trying to get it into everyone's mind. It is about relationships.
Yeah.
And you all have hit on it. So how have those relationships actually turned into dollars for you and for your business? How has that happened for you?
Well, I think it's been instrumental because, like Rashad said, it's, once you meet people and you show them what you can do, you share your information, you show up, you share your past performance, they give you a shot. Or
Not only that, it's about what they start saying to other people. So if you're in good relationship with them, or they think highly of you, and something comes up, or they see your name, or they're like, "Oh, I remember them," or I know them, because you're showing up consistently. There's a little bit more confidence, like this person isn't like a fly by night type of person, or there's some type of stability there. There's some consistency there. It kind of speaks to the character when you continuously show up to these things. And then there's only a handful of the main people. So if you're in that circle and somebody can remember you, then that's just a good look for you and your company.
So how did you know about, what made you decide to go to some of these events? How did you know that was a good idea? Let me go to an event and see if I can get some business, because you were already doing pretty good at, getting some of these referrals and telling people you could do stuff that you can do.
Again, for us, I really believe it was when we started going to the Fair Contractors Coalition, because they do a lot in regards to trying to hold them accountable for doing business with small business, especially Black-owned, women-owned, minority. So they have monthly meetings. They call them to the table. They come meet with us, the corporations, the public entities.
What kind of numbers y'all doing?
Yeah. How are you helping?
Accountability.
How y'all doing with these Black folks?
So again, I encourage people to participate in their local groups that are trying to knock doors down to help small businesses
that's
get
what you
in.
gotta align yourself with.
Yeah.
So that's a great place where I'm gonna jump in and say this is why it's great for you to join the United States Black Chamber.
Yes, absolutely.
Quick plug.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I believe in plugs. Listen, because this is what we do. We fight for our Black businesses. And I was just on the phone today with one of our corporate partners talking about how do we get our businesses to do business with major corporations. I don't care about the networks. I don't care about the events if they don't turn the dollars.
Right.
How do we make sure that our businesses have a seat at the table? And also, how do we make sure that our businesses actually can do the work so that once we bring you in, it's a success story on both ends, which is amazing. So you all have, so I want to talk a little bit about mentoring because, we've connected you all to some people, but over the years, and what year is this for you all? Is this year 10 for your company?
Going into 16. Going into 16.
Oh.
Yeah.
Going into 16. Okay. So how has mentoring been for you all over the years? And do you still have a mentor? How did you get your first mentor? How did all of that happen?
Again, we want to just kind of remember that a lot of this didn't take place till she came back from doing the funeral directing.
Okay.
Before that, it was just us kind of whatever, just to pay some bills.
Okay.
So the real sense of this developing into a business has taken place within the last 5 to 6 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's when we got serious about it. Started talking to people, like you just brought up the mentors. Actually became a part of a mentorship program
through the city's program. Again,
talk about that. What is that? What is that program?
Yeah, can you read it? The Alamo? The Alamo. Did I put it on there? The Alamo. Anyway, he'll call it out, but
okay.
Yeah, they were instrumental. Your local city has programs that reach out. They have mentorship programs. The city does it in collaboration with their economic development department, and they utilize Alamo College resource, and that was a 2-year
program,
mentorship program for us. And they go over financing. And again, we're just like Rashad said, we've done things backwards.
Yeah.
Instead of the research, we're really just starting to come into really learning business, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because of these mentorship programs. But we weren't afraid to do the work and start business. Yeah. Because we believe in doing for ourselves.
But
we're doing things backwards. But that's just one of the programs.
Yeah, but you also were not afraid to ask for help either, which sounds like it also.
Right. And we're always we were part of the Frost Bank had a program, a 6-month small business, getting ready for small business. So look for those programs. They're free. A lot of them are free.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a lot of information about how to structure your business. So those are the things that we're working on right now. Our 2020 goals and vision to just streamline so that we can go to the next level.
Yeah, because we can do the work. We can figure out how to get things done. But it's that time to structure the business accordingly.
And put in more processes and things like that.
Yeah, so man, I want to talk about that. We got a few more minutes there. I want to talk about that. That is great. So that is really excellent. So, but for those that are watching, again, welcome everyone to the broadcast. We're here with Affordable Window Washing Services. And I want you all to give out your contact information so that way those that are trying to reach you, they could actually reach you, which is great. So I do want to say hello to Debria Griffey. Thank you for joining the broadcast. Aviana Brown, thank you for joining the broadcast. And Audacia Crarius, thank you all for joining the broadcast for the United States Black Chambers. Again, we're interviewing one of our members. They're a member of the United States Black Chambers. Every week here, as we do the show, we bring great Black-owned businesses that have great products and services. Many of them you may have never heard of, but we want to put a spotlight and shine on businesses that are doing great things. So when you all actually got to the point to where you were, well, let me ask this question. How did you all find out about some of those free programs? So for those that are watching, how do they find out about some of those free programs, the free mentorship programs within their city?
You can go to any of your entities' websites, and normally they have the different programs that they have for small business.
Like Small Business Administration, is that what you're referring to? Small Business Administration?
It'll just be a bunch of stuff on there. Like they have different tabs and links on their website.
Like your local city has a website. or your local water company
has a website.
Okay.
Your transportation company has a water.
website.
Yeah.
And they all have that stuff on their websites.
Your electric, yeah, they all have programs that they're trying to work with small business, and this is again across the nation. But I was going to share one other thing that I wanted to point out. Oh, maybe it'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Getting old.
No, you're young. But this is really good. All right, so you've been bidding on contracts now for about 5 years, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, a little bit longer.
A little bit longer, yeah.
But it just sometimes it takes a while to land one.
Talk about that, because everybody thinks that you can bid today and get one tomorrow. Listen,
and you can, and you can.
Okay, but it doesn't always happen like that, though.
It can't happen because it can, but also be prepared to go through some numbers before you actually land one. Right. It's just about going through the process like anything else when it comes to sales. They tell you get so many no's until you get a yes. It's the same process.
And even with our commercial accounts, it takes a while to get a good commercial account, whether it's a car dealership or a restaurant. Chain. It takes a while because they're already doing business with somebody else, so you got to keep knocking on their door and showing back up.
Like that restaurant I told you about that had the pressure washing somewhere else.
Yes.
It took me almost a year to land to actually get it. I just had to keep dripping on them. But I knew.
Hold on. For people that don't know what dripping means, just break that down. You have to keep doing what again?
You gotta drip on them, man. You gotta consistently, and it's not like in a bothersome way where you're hounding someone, but you just want to
check in with them.
You just want to check in, and you want to stay relevant, and you want to just. Hey,
we're here to help
how's it going? We still ready for you when you're ready. That kind of stuff. And the opportunity finally presented itself about 8 months later.
So when you first got the shot with them, what happened? So you've been working on them for 8 months, and then what did they say? Okay, send me a proposal, or did they just say, you got the job? How did that work? Because you were working on them for 8 months.
So this is how it happened.
Okay.
Initially, we were. A manager from that store saw me cleaning windows somewhere else. And he was like, hey, what area of town do y'all do? Are y'all just on one side of town?
And guess what he said?
I was course. I'm like, wherever you need us to go. Where
you need us.
I gotta have you come work with me. This is good stuff. For real.
So of course he tells me where to go and where they at. So we show up. They love the work. And he's like, just send me the bill. So we did that. And it just started off with a couple little locations. And again, it was just the window cleaning because they already had someone pressure washing. So once I brought that whole pressure washing thing up, the main thing for them was they're big about relationships. And they've been with the company since they started out in El Paso, which is like 8 hours away. But that was their company. So that they're not the type of people that just brush off to somebody else. So it was a relationship thing is why they really didn't want to let it go. So eventually, I just pointed out certain things. Sometimes I was like, look, didn't y'all just say y'all had pressure washing done? I was like, look how they left that front doorway. We would have never did that. So on that day, he finally said, all right, give me a price. I'll give you a shot, that type of thing. And it was just after months of that, I was just kind of, hey,
this is what I was going to say. So I don't get another thing is to join your local chamber, Black chamber, and or your state chamber. And that's how we found out about US Black Chamber, because we were with the Texas Black Chamber here, and they had their convention here, and the president of the US Black Chamber came here to San Antonio. So that's how I found out about you all. we got a chance to talk with him. I forgot, it was a couple of years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So really quickly, I want to welcome everyone from the group, the positive images that we never seen, that America does not see. I want to welcome everyone that's watching us. Thank you all for watching us. We're here with a great company, Black-owned company, affordable window washing services out of San Antonio, Texas. They have an amazing story, so please stick around. They started their company with $20, and they grew to a six-figure company. They're on their way to great things. So they're explaining to us how they were able to grow their company and expand. So which is excellent. So this is so really, really good. So you've been able to join us. Obviously, you're a member of the chamber. And tell us a little bit also about some of the people that we connected you to, who's working with you, and how some of that is going on for you now also.
Yeah, so it's been really wonderful because you have a monthly call for us, and you're always positive, sharing, and really the things you say and the things you share with us helps us to open up our mind to doing bigger and better things.
Right.
And so you've had Sam Bell on, and you've had Dr. Velma Traham.
Mm-hmm.
And so we reached out to both of them because now we're looking at rebranding and just, again, starting over and trying to really put things in place to go to the next level. So we're excited about that. You have shared so many different companies, and that's a great resource for anyone listening. The U.S. Black Chamber, join it, because not only do you get a lot of information to help your business, but then you're going to be introduced to other people who can help.
And you're supporting those who support us.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, when you're in business, and you know, we keep it real, we keep it. When you're in business and you're Black, you need the support. And I'll tell you like this: we just had a new member that just became a member here early this week, either this week or last week, and he's actually over in Iowa, and you know,
wow.
right. So
we're everywhere, you know.
We really need your help, brother.
Iowa's like South DC, right? Not quite. So he's in Iowa, and the one thing that he and his wife has been explaining is like, you know, we're in business, we're making, they're doing roughly $1 million a year, but they're trying to figure it out. They don't have the support, and so one of the first things I did with him was connected him to about 3 or 4 different companies in his same industry that's doing exactly what he's doing, so that now he has some people that he can lean on. And I've been looking at their emails, so they've been calling back and forth, and they're getting ready to hop on a phone call to see how they could actually do business together. And so it's so key when you're Black in the business, you need some help, you need some support, and we're here to make sure that we make those connections.
We need help.
That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
And that's our attitude. We know we're nowhere near finished learning and growing, and we're so open to always learning and hearing from others. So
this is a good stuff. I want to talk about Eric. So Eric Adolph of GovFlex, he was actually. Yeah, he was on our show back. He was on the USBC Directory Live, and this is actually on YouTube. So if everybody's watching,
I'm so sorry, Eric. Forgive me.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I got you. So Eric has been so instrumental, man. He is a great company. So of course he had a company. He grew his company to do $100 million of revenue. He since sold that company. That's great, right? He since sold that company, and now he has a platform called GovFlex, in which he helps individuals to do business with the federal government. And I think, listen, and he actually mentioned you all on the show. He was like, man, there's a great company, affordable window washing services. And he mentioned user. So he said he loves your company. He knows that you all have so much potential. And I think once you really focus in on that federal space, man, there's no limit for your company. But talk a little bit about the relationship as we connected you to Eric and how he's been helping you all out and mentoring you as well. Don't give away all the secrets, but, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, no, he's been so wonderful. Matter of fact, that's where it started. So again, forgive me, Eric, in regards to the Black Chamber. I heard him listening on Facebook. Yeah. And that's how I found out about him, again, through this wonderful channel. And I love what his company GovFlex offered into that space of federal contracting, because we would love to get into that space.
Yep.
And the way GovFlex works is a system that's set up that you can, it's more streamlined, And it helped us to tap in to start learning how to do federal contracting. And we had the opportunity to actually meet with Eric, Mr. Eric, and he shared with us, he guides us, he mentors us, he get on the phone with us.
Yeah,
and we've spent time with him.
Yeah, I love how willing he is to help. He's definitely been instrumental and
now
selfless.
Yeah, I must say, Eric does not do this for everybody.
Yeah, that's why we're so honored. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and
Eric
we're a member of his GovFlex. Yeah.
Yeah.
We took membership with it. Absolutely.
And I tell everyone, and I just said it this week at the chamber. One of the best ways to do business with someone is and to buy your products and services, or to get close to them, is to buy their products and services. Everybody, you know, we look at all of these Facebook groups, and everyone is always trying to sell their products. It's great to be able to sell them, but it's even better when you can buy somebody's product. Now you get their attention and they open up to you. And so mentorship is so important. I've had some great mentors in my life. Mentors, they help save you time, because as you all mentioned in business, you all were just figuring it out, and you made a lot of mistakes, and you probably spent a lot of money that you didn't need to spend. But you figured it out. Had you had a mentor, you may be further on down the road, and you may have saved a lot of money and have made a lot more money as well.
Absolutely. And we weren't doing that. So for those who are starting out, really tap into those programs
and get a mentor
and get mentors.
Yeah,
in your industry.
Mentors in your industry. Yeah, it's key.
That's a great.
It's key.
That's a great. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point, Rashad. I love it. Get a mentor in your industry, and get a mentor, like I say, that has done it. You know, there are a lot of coaches out there who are coaching you. They're going to charge you $1,000, $1,500, $20 million, whatever they want to charge, who has not necessarily done what they're trying to coach you on. So find someone who's actually done it. They've made the money. They've grown a business. Now they can come back and teach you and show you, and always be teachable. You know, let someone teach you. So that, because I've learned that many people are where I'm trying to go. So the best thing for me to do is to actually listen to them. So Eric has been great for you all. Which is excellent. And actually, we were talking the other day, so I love what he's doing with you all as well. So also tell us a little bit about Velma Traham and her company, ThinkZilla. And I know you all just recently, I connected the two of you together. So tell us a little bit about what your company.
You want me?
I'll let Zarina go ahead. But yeah, we're excited.
We're just getting started. Matter of fact, we have our first consultation tomorrow at 9. And like you said, you do have to invest in yourself. The companies that are truly successful, they invested in themselves.
Absolutely.
Got the
and they're always
mentorships.
investing in themselves.
And again, it took us time to get to this point. But when you can cut out the time, and we're telling you, get mentorship. Get mentorship and so you can get on track and not waste time. And money.
Do some research.
But yes, we start with them tomorrow, so we're excited. She's going to help with our rebranding our company. That's what we're looking at. And again, getting processes in place and a whole lot of good stuff we're looking forward to. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Rashad?
Just hopefully y'all be seeing a lot more of us pretty soon.
Yeah. So real quickly, give your contact information. Just give one, whether it be your website or your email address. Just give one of them for those that are watching now.
AffordableWindowWashingServices.com.
Okay, very easy. One more time. AffordableWindowWashingServices.com.
AffordableWindowWashingServices.com.
All right, just the way it sounds. All of that. So great. I also want to say hello to Sabrina Hayden. Thank you for joining us. Man, we have okay. That's how we're doing it. Sabrina, you got a shout out there. So
he's shouting out to others. He's been shouting.
We love it. So for those that, because you now that you have a few mentors, for those that are asking, which is huge, because obviously we deal with businesses that are startups that have not made six figures yet. We deal with businesses that are within six figures, like your company. Then we have businesses that are doing millions of dollars in revenue. I have a company that I'm working with right now, actually get ready to talk to, who just recently made $154 million by selling off some things. So we do, right. Yeah, right. So exactly. So
What was
we
that?
You see how you inspire us? Y'all got to get plugged in. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, I got a meeting with them coming up very soon. See,
Wow.
but so there are amazing Black-owned companies out there. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe what you see on TV and everything else. Just come here, come to the USBC Directory Live, and we'll tell you what Black people are doing, because Black people are doing some amazing things like this great Black-owned company.
Yes.
We're working hard, right?
That's one of the other things I'll say is when you in business for yourself, it's easy not to show up. So you have to treat it as if you're 9 to 5. You got to set your hours. You got to be consistent. It's easy to just be like, I'll do it tomorrow or the next day. Nah, the only way it pays off is when you're consistent.
Absolutely. Consistency, right? This is what I wanted to ask you all about earlier. I got two questions. I want to talk about mentorship, but the gripe that I hear all the time about Black-owned businesses is obviously customer service. They think everybody gives bad customer service. So with you all being in business for 15 years, tell us about how you have dealt with overcoming the customer service issue, and how do you service?
That's a good one. Because we've definitely had a couple customer service issues. But
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, first and foremost, we listen to their concern, and we address it, and
apologize.
We correct it, and
show empathy.
And sometimes we'll just say, it's on us. Don't even worry about the bill.
Yeah, because sometimes you do have to just take one for the team, so to speak.
To let them know you care
and that
about their concern.
And that your integrity is more valuable than whatever they was getting ready to pay you.
Yeah. Word of mouth. Yes.
That's
yeah.
Man, that's worth the price of admission. All of that right there. No, really, give me some more of that. Talk about that some more, because I think seriously, because I think there's so many.
You're not going to make you, and you can really, and I'm sure other businesses have experienced this, and you can go out the way and try and make it right, and they still won't be happy, but that's okay, because you did your part.
Right.
Absolutely.
To try and
like a lot of times we do get caught up in the money side of it, when really that's just going to come and go anyway. And once you realize that and can kind of detach yourself from the money side so much, then you don't really feel like you're losing, because you know it's going to come back, because you're doing the right thing. So always do the right thing.
Listen, if you put your name, and if you put your word above your name, that's going to be great. And if you put your word above the money, you will always get business. Because what I learned is it's not about this business that you're trying to get today. To your point, the reason why you said it's on us this time, because you want that customer for the next 10 years.
Right.
A lot of them just with us. Oh my goodness. Right. Amazing.
I mean, it is.
It is amazing that they've been with us since we started. We still have some customers since we've started. So we're honored. We're really honored.
Yeah. It's about that long term.
Absolutely. It's about the long term. So sometimes if you got to take one for the team, I'll take one for the team. Because the residual income, that's the money that you want, and so I've learned it's so important for our businesses. So for all of you that are out there watching, and thank you for everybody that's watching. For all of you that are watching, again, we're here with Affordable Window Washing Services. Their website is www.affordablewindowwashingservices.com. They are out of the San Antonio area. They went from $20 to 6 figures. Listen, so if they did it, and they did not even plan on going into business as they did now, but they actually stuck with it. They did not know how to say no. They don't understand the definition of no. They kept saying yes, and they kept showing up, and they kept trying, and now this is where they are. And they're on their way to really great things. So which is really, really great. So for those that are out there, it's so important for us to have patience. talk about how, it's so important to have patience because and understand that things are not going to happen overnight. And this is why I always tell people, when you're starting a business, you really need some cushion. These days, it's a great thing. It's a trend to actually go in business for yourself. Everybody wants to go in business for yourself. But I'm definitely telling everyone, do not quit your job until you have money saved up. You sometimes you need 3 years of money saved up, because it may take you that long before you start to see a profit, and it may take you even longer than that. But having patience and pacing yourself, because you're in it for the long term, not just for today. So that's what you all have been able to do, because you realize, hey, we were going to provide great customer service because I need this company for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road.
I just want to add to that and work that out, because that's how I see Rashad here. When I think back on our journey, how he was committed always to figuring things out, always. He stuck with everything until he figured it out. He stuck servicing them customers. If he didn't have no help, he showed up for years. 10 years, just he didn't miss a beat. So you're right.
And when she speaks to that, it could be some, especially when we started getting a little busier, I could be up 2 or 3 days straight and she'll be mad. Go to sleep.
You mean no sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, did he say no sleep? Did he say can't stop, won't stop?
That was real talk. just to make sure
we both seen them days.
Yeah. Just to make sure.
I just wanted to point that out about the patience in him, just patiently persevering, servicing the customers, figuring out pressure washing, figuring out everything, out in the field. So kudos.
That is.
She's the queen of networking. So we definitely kudos to that, to showing up to all the events. While I'm in the field or whatever.
We're a team trying to get it done.
Definitely came that way.
So as we get ready to wrap up here, so tell me, is it true that Black families cannot work together? Is that true?
No.
No.
We do. We go in. With the family time, everybody coming over. Oh yeah, we go in with each other. He made me mad this morning. I like, bang.
Okay.
You gonna have that. You are gonna have that. So, but I had told him that my commitment was to never ever fall out over money with family, with my son, and so that's one of the things we operate from. We're not gonna disagree, but we're gonna figure it out how to make it work.
Absolutely, you're not gonna let money come in between you.
Right?
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, because the truth is, money. This is what we don't always realize. Money comes, money goes.
That's what I said earlier. It's just a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
And the more you detach from it, the more it's gonna come your way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also, remember to always give.
Yes.
So that's one thing we also strive to do, is give all the time, not just on holidays. Give regularly so it can regularly come back. And another thing I will advise is, whatever your business is, figure out a way to insure it. Get some insurance for your business. A lot of us, we try to skimp on that part or go around it, but just do it. It's important. It's a protection.
He went a long time without insurance. A long time.
Wow.
But I'm just talking about as far as the liability of your company. Get some liability insurance, because you just never know when something's gonna happen.
All right, so listen. So this is what we're gonna do as we wrap up. Here, man, this is a great interview. We still have a good audience watching. Welcome to everyone that's watching again.
Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
We wish you the very best. We just pray this is a benefit.
Absolutely. Happy 2020 to everyone. Again, we're here with Affordable Window Washing Services. Again, their website is www.affordablewindowwashingservices.com. They're out of San Antonio, Texas. They will soon be spreading throughout the entire state. I'm going to go ahead and prophesy over that. Over
All
y'all.
right.
Go and speak that. Go and speak that.
We'll claim it. We'll claim it.
I love it. I love it. So they're going to be all over. Then they're going to go, you know, you can have trucks all over the place. All of that. I love it. So we're going to do a lightning round real quick. We're going to end with this. Just a minute for each question, and really quick. So what is on your vision board for 2020?
Wow.
Good one.
A lot. Matter of fact, after we hang up, we're having a business meeting because tomorrow, again, we're going to be strategizing with Velma's company.
Okay.
So we're rebranding first and foremost. That's one of the things. Getting processes in place so that we can better help those who are helping build this company. We want to be able to promote people, put them in better positions and better pay. So we have to look at our strategy on bringing in new money. So we got a lot on the horizon that we're really excited about. I guess that was enlightening. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, let's keep it to 30 seconds. So we'll do a 30 seconds. So, and then I'm gonna ask you this: what is your favorite hobby? Each one of you can answer that.
Hobby? Go ahead. Well, for me now it's changed because I'm a grandmother. So anything with my grandbabies, I love it. So I'm grandbabies. But I like walking and just doing some quiet time with my husband and yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm into basketball, working out, playing with the children.
Traveling with his wife everywhere and lately.
Don't tell all the business, Brenda. Don't tell all the business. Rashad, you know, get her husband and say, hey, take her somewhere. You know, show him where to go, so that way she can be traveling too.
Right.
All right. So next question: What is your morning ritual? 30 seconds. So what do you do with the first thing that when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thing you do?
Prayer.
Meditation. And then the gym.
Prayer for me is just quiet time for me because I get up early. I might get up at 3 a.m, 4 a.m, and after prayer, then I'll start looking at work and tackling things. So I'm a morning person. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what is your favorite book or what book are you reading right now?
My favorite book is probably the 4 Agreements.
Okay. 4 Agreements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm currently looking at Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Excellent. Okay. Man, you went deep on us, man. Okay. And last question. What is your best Black history figure? With this being Black History Month, what's the Black history story that stands out to you most, or the Black business figure, or just a Black history figure that stands out the most to each of you?
Well, that's a hard one, bro.
Because that's so vast, you know. But for
just
me,
pick one.
It's always been Harriet Tubman. For me, as a woman, she has always inspired me.
I can see that.
Yeah, I love Harriet. I love her.
Brother Malcolm.
Okay, yes, sir. By any means necessary.
Brother Malcolm.
Yeah. By any means necessary, huh?
You gotta, by any means, you gotta make it happen.
and that is definitely your motto. And your motto definitely did that with business. And you are definitely to be congratulated. And I think there's so many other young Black men in our communities that can learn a lot from you, Rashad. So congratulations to you on what you've done on a serious note with this business. And I really want you all to grow. This is why we want our businesses to grow, because this story is so inspirational. So many people have been watching and they've been commenting about how inspirational this is. And so this is really excellent. We need more of these stories. to encourage people, to let them know that it's possible, that you can build a business, you can grow your dreams. It's going to take some time. It's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't try to take the easy route. Don't do the get rich quick. Know that you're going to have to put some time and some energy and some blood, some sweat, some tears. You have to cry some time. And like you all said, might have to fight some time, but you get back and you make up and you do what you have to do to grow the business. But ultimately, as we always tell everyone, we want you all to grow your business so that you can do more for the Black community. If you can grow, now you can give to our Black organizations. You can hire more Black individuals that need to be hired, and you can help to solve the problems. If we fight and we march throughout the country, marching is great, but there's one word that's going to solve our problems. Obviously, we need God. We need all of that. But economics, the only thing this government understands is your dollars.
We got to our share.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Our share.
Absolutely. If you grow your dollars, you can change your community. So grow your dollars, you can change your community. So this is why we need you to grow great businesses, great Black-owned businesses, have great customer service, like we said earlier. Sometimes just be willing to say, hey, it was my fault. I'll take the loss on this one, because you're looking at the long-term business. You're not looking at what we can get today. Being patient in business, having money saved up. Don't spend everything that you have. And I've learned in business also, keep your expenses low. You can't bling all the time. You can't go out and buy the latest car and the latest house. And when you're trying to grow a business, it takes time. And so when you grow into business, one of the things I learned is obviously your relationships are important, but your business is one of the most important things because it needs a lot of time, money, and attention. You have to grow that business and take care of that business before that business can actually grow and take care of you. And so that takes some time. So really being patient and understanding that it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but it will happen.
And don't look at it as look at it as a loss. Just look at it as a learning experience.
Yes, any mistakes. That's right.
Because even though you're taking the L, so to speak, you're getting something out of it anyway.
I love it. All right, so give us your final thoughts. We're wrapping up here. Give us your final thoughts for everybody. And I want to give this comment here that Michael just said. Michael Kennedy said information and encouragement. Thank you for watching, Michael.
Thank you.
So give us your final thoughts, and remember, give your contact information as well for those that are watching as well.
Well, I just want to, my final thought is really to thank everyone who's been in our life, helping us, supporting us, especially those who work with us, who are working with Affordable Window Wash right now. We have a great team. They're wonderful people, and they've been there with us.
For years.
They've been there. So we must be doing something right. We're just trying to get better for them, to help them. So
I love it.
Just thank everybody. We just thank everyone. We thank you, Brian, sincerely. Thank you for inviting us to this.
Any thoughts for you, Rashad?
Yeah. I'll encourage people to work on your faith. Let your faith outweigh your fears. So even when you don't know what's going on, even though you've hit a roadblock, even though you done got stuck somewhere, it's really not as bad as you think it is at that moment or that time. You just got to have the faith, take a deep breath, kind of just reassess the situation. And I promise it's going to work out. No matter how scary that moment is, it's going to work out. So let your faith outweigh your fear.
That's excellent. He always telling me, "Calm down, mommy. Calm down."
I just be like, man, it ain't that deep.
It ain't that serious, right? It ain't that serious.
It ain't that deep, man. And then,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's just a great point. Just like I put it up on Facebook today. You can go on my page and see. The Dow is going crazy today. And I said, you know what? I thought about it. I said, let me find out what the best investor of the stock market. Let me see what he's thinking. Warren Buffett. I went and Googled him, and he said, you don't make decisions off of headlines. So basically, he said, you don't make a long-term decision in a temporary situation. So sometimes you just need to calm down and relax. Know that it's going to be all right. Don't stress out. So lastly, I want to say hello to Lee Lester. Lee, thank you for watching us. Lee said, Yeah. I love these shout outs here, man. These shout outs are amazing. Lee said, I really appreciate you all as well. That's some of the things that I like to do, making the world a better place and clean as God's plan. Amen.
Yes.
So
Amen.
on that note, everyone, this was really, really great. Thank you all for joining us. Man, this was fun. You all really had us going on. So this is great. So thank you for joining us. And this is a great company. Again, the website is www.affordablewindowwashingservices.com. And hop on there. Absolutely. Hop on there. If you are anywhere in the San Antonio area, hop on, or the Austin area as well. Is that correct? San Antonio or Austin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Austin, New Braunfels.
All the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they'll be throughout the state here after a while.
Yes.
Listen, thank you all for joining us. This was great. You all have a great evening. Absolutely. And also, work-life balance. So you've been working all day, go home and get some to eat and relax. Take a load off.
Yeah, but we got another meeting now.
You asked about a vision board. That's one of the words on my vision board is balance.
Definitely got to have some balance, man, because you don't want to burn out.
And abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because listen, it's I always tell everyone, it's a sprint, not a marathon. So take your time, pace yourself. You're not going to make all the money today. So, take it. I'm going to tell you a quick story before I go. Eminem, everybody knows about Eminem. They said Eminem goes into the studio every day. He gets there about 8, 9 o'clock. He goes to lunch around 12 or 1 o'clock. He goes back in. Then he goes home at 5 o'clock. Mm-hmm. This is Eminem, one of the best rappers. And then he leaves. Mm-hmm. And so he was trying to do a collab with someone. Someone was like, "Hey, so what are we going to do? You ready?" He said, "No, I'm going to go home. I'll be back tomorrow." So sometimes it's okay you got to have some balance. Take some time off and know that, hey, you can't get it all today. Get some tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we do that. We do.
No, that's great. Listen, thank you all for joining us. Rashad, and Zarina Shakir, thank you all for joining us. You all have a great evening. And thank you all for watching the USBC Directory broadcast. Remember to download our app. Our app is USBC Directory. It locates the most amount of Black-owned businesses on any platform. So we list over 100,000 Black-owned businesses around the country and around the world. And if you are a Black-owned business, go onto our website, USBC Directory. Go onto the website, list your business, locate a business, support a Black-owned business, list your business. And we definitely want to work together with you and help you grow your business as we're working together with our members. So you all have a great night. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Y'all take care. Good night.
You.
Good night.
You too.
Thank you. Take care now.
You too.
All right.